This episode is brought to you by the Boneyard Huskies Club. The Boneyard Huskies Club empowers UConn student athletes while providing UConn fans with access to exclusive community, utility, and rewards. The Boneyard Huskies Club is excited to announce Locker Mania. If the UConn men's basketball team wins the NCAA championship, fans who purchase a Boneyard Huskies Club men's basketball 2022-2023 season collectible will automatically receive full credit back for each purchase, and the athletes will still receive the full revenue from sales of their collectibles. For more information, go to boneyardhuskiesclub.com. That's Huskies with a YZ at the end. boneyardhuskiesclub.com.
Okay, we're ready for the big dance here. It's time for March Madness. So, Alex, welcome back to the podcast. I know everyone's excited for this weekend. Hopefully, you are too.
I'm very excited. Thank you once again.
Yeah. So let's before we jump into all of what's to come this week and beyond, we can just take a quick start at looking back at the Big East tournament. What was that experience like for you getting to play in your first Big East tournament? I'm sure some ups and downs that weekend, but what was it like overall?
It was the best experience I've had so far, and it's super memorable just because I didn't expect the atmosphere to be like that. So I remember playing at Madison Square Garden against St. John's, but this was nothing like that game at St. John's. And like we didn't have shoot around before, so like before the Providence games, I didn't know what to expect. So I come out running out, and you just see all the lights and all the fans already filled in, and I was like, oh wow. And then you add on the weight that we're playing Providence, it just made that whole atmosphere so much more special. So I won't forget it, and it definitely, the hype behind it is real.
Take me through that first game against Providence. Obviously, you guys jump out big there, and then as things come in these do or die situations, one team's desperately trying to claw back into it, makes it a little bit tricky there. What was it like going through that game? Kind of the ups and downs of, the high of being up 20 plus and then, getting a little tighter towards the end.
Yeah, I'd say like for the start of the game, we wanted to throw the first punch. We wanted to be the aggressors. We felt playing at Madison Square Garden, we'd be comfortable in that environment. So we wanted to set the tone, which we did. Other than the second half, I think we just got too relaxed. At times, Providence was a hungrier team for the 5-10 minute stretch they went on. And, they made it a game, and we knew Providence would be a tough team going into it. We split with them earlier. Super tough. They're super well coached. So we weren't really surprised from that run they made. We just had to be more composed and finish it off.
Do you think there was something that you guys were able to take away from being in a closer game there down the stretch in one of these tournament style settings? Because when you were out in Portland, kind of blew everyone away. So now you had some of these tournament style games where they were closer.
Yeah, we definitely learned a lot about ourselves through that little stretch, just time to stay together as a team, be composed, and just how to finish off a close game in a tournament type setting where you're lose, you're done. So it was good for us to go through that little closeness and that through little patch of battling through adversity. So when we start playing in March Madness, when we are in close games, if we are, and then we could finish those off.
So now we flip to the semifinal game there against Marquette. Again, you were facing them a third time. You had split with them during the regular season. What was different about Marquette this go around? Because just from my perspective as a fan and watching, it seemed like they really ratcheted up the defensive intensity on you guys in that one.
Yeah, they definitely turned up the pressure on us. They definitely were more locked in on the defensive end than I'd even say the first time we played them. And then I think just them defensively started to get them going offensively, and they were just clicking, and they just came out as a very hungry team wanting to play in the championship game.
When you look back, for some guys on the team having an off night, at the end of the day, you were in that game, lost by a bucket against, the number 6 team in the country and a team that's a 2 seed now. So what do you think that says about the team that despite things maybe not necessarily going in your favor there, you still were able to be pretty close? I know no one's looking for moral victories this time of year, but being able to at least say like, hey, we didn't play our A game and we were still had a chance to win this game at the end.
Oh, it speaks a lot about our team, how talented we are and how far we really can go in March. Like you said, we didn't have players that played that well, and like looking at the game plan, we did not follow many aspects of that game plan, which would have helped us win that game. So we didn't play our best, obviously, and to lose by 2, we just got to keep our heads high and just stay confident as we were the hot team coming in. We were starting to get our groove back together, and then we
Yeah.
just didn't play well. So we'll be fine from it. I think that after that game, it hurt. It definitely hurt me, but it hurt us as a team for a day or so, and then we just had to quickly turn around because we can't let that game ruin our special season.
Absolutely. When you look back at now having played that Providence team and now then playing Marquette, and we'll get to Iona in a minute, but they're a team that's going to press you guys. So do you think it helped a bit getting to go up against some pressure in the Big East tournament as you're getting ready for this matchup?
No, yeah, it definitely did. It definitely helped us learn what we need to work on. So Providence pressured us, Marquette pressured us, and then a whole bunch of teams that we've played pressured us, like St. John's,
Yeah.
Iowa State going way back. So we've seen a bunch of pressure already. So we're definitely working on that because Iona is the type of team that will pressure us. So it was good to go through that just to know we got to work on it and just have that experience of playing against it.
I know you talked about, obviously that game hurting Saturday night, but do you feel like the team mindset has switched off that loss and is now ready to take on the new challenge of this tournament coming up on Friday?
Yeah, I'd say by now we've completely flipped the switch to Iona. We're excited for March Madness. We're excited for the opportunity. We believe as a team that we can go far. We can make a big splash, and that goes through everyone on the team believing that, the coaching staff having that trust and belief in us. So we're super excited for it. We know March Madness is a special tournament, and I know, having talked to many of my teammates, that they've dreamed of making big runs and
Yeah.
wanting to have memorable experiences from this. So I'm super excited. They're super excited, and Friday just needs to come already.
You got to sit on the bench though through it all last year, right? You get to
Mhm.
travel the tournament and everything. So are you excited now to be able to actually be playing in it?
It's a dream come true for me. I mean, I was the kid watching March Madness, filling out the brackets, studying hours and hours to get the perfect bracket, doing all that stuff. So now being able to play in it and like having my family watch and my friends watch it, it's kind of crazy. And like I was still in shock, like kind of from the selection Sunday when we saw our name pop up. I'm like, damn, we like are really playing and I'm really about to play in this. So I'm beyond excited for it, and it will be a dream come true for me.
I think part of the fan base might have a little bit of PTSD given what happened in the tournament a little bit last year. How do you guys feel like you're preparing this year heading into this game against Iona to try to avoid another upset?
Yeah, I think the PK helped us. We were able to win a tournament against other great teams, so we've had that experience of having a little bit of championship inside of us. And then I think during the entire Big East really helped us. We played a war every game in the Big East. So and playing against a variety of different styles, variety of different players. So I think we've seen it all already up to this point, and we're beyond experience. We have great wins, and then we had some losses where we learned a lot from, and we've learned to not make those mistakes, which we've been fixing recently and fixing throughout the entire year. So I think we're poised for a big run, and I know our team can do it.
What do you think are the biggest keys for this team to go on that run that you all hope you can go on?
Yeah, I'd say it always starts with our defense. When our defense gets clicking, we start playing better offensively. We start getting the transition game going. So definitely starts with our defense, and then just playing unselfish basketball when we're moving the ball around, getting everyone touches, having our players heat up, just makes us even much harder to guard when we're getting Jordan open looks, we're getting Adama post ups, everyone's touching the ball, everyone's shooting it. So I think that just makes our team special. So, but most importantly, the defense and sticking to our identity that coach really wants us to play at.
When it comes to the NCAA tournament, at least early on, you don't have to worry about playing any of these Big East teams again. Are you excited to get out of the conference again a little bit and switch things up and see some teams that you aren't as familiar with, but again, on the flip side, they're not as familiar with you in terms of prepping and knowing you guys down pat?
Yeah, I'm very excited to stop playing Big East teams for now, unless we run into one again. But for now, I'm very excited to play another school that we haven't played yet. So, Big East, it was fun while it lasted, but it's time for me to play another school.
When you look at this tournament and look at some of the other Big East teams and what they have in front of them, which of the other Big East teams do you think outside of you guys might be prepared to make the biggest run there?
I think Marquette, just because they're they're like one of the hottest teams right now, so they could be poised for a big run. I know Providence has a very exciting matchup for them in the first
Yeah,
round of Kentucky, which that'll be entertaining. And then Creighton can shock teams because they were they are a very good team and were ranked top 10 in the country when the season started. So they could surprise a lot of people. And then Xavier's the last, yeah, they're the last
yeah.
other these teams. So offensively, they are very hard to guard and they have so many weapons. So I think the Big East will represent the tournament very well this year. And I think, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another one of them later down the road.
As you look towards this matchup against Iona, what have you started to take away in terms of what you've seen about them and heard about them?
Yeah, they have very talented players. They like to get up into you, pressure you, switch it up defensively. So they're very well coached too. I mean, Rick Pitino, he's had a hell of a career as a coach. So he's won a national championship already. So he knows how to get his team ready and what March Madness is all about. So, but they have two very good guards. They have a great post up player. They have great pieces surrounding them. They're very well coached. They play hard. So we can't take them lightly. And we know Iona is gonna be a good matchup for us, and it'll be a good game.
Yeah, and this might be your first taste of going up against a Rick Pitino team, if we're to believe what might be out there. So
Yeah.
get used to it. Um,
I'm going to take a quick break from the interview to tell you about my friends at Martin Rosol's Meats. This fourth generation Connecticut family business produces kielbasa, hot dogs, sausages, and deli meats using Martin Rosol's very own original recipes. Their products can be found in grocery stores, delis, restaurants, and hot dog stands throughout the state. And if you're looking for your fill right away, check out their retail store in New Britain. For more information, visit martinroselsinc.com and go support a UConn fan owned business. And now, back to the interview.
as we look, I think one thing that really impressed me was during the Big East tournament, they cut to one of the huddles for like the mic'd up with Coach Hurley there, and he's going through and like you stepped up there and started talking. How have you developed that kind of leadership there to like coaches kind of starting to dictate the huddle and then knowing that it's your chance to speak up and kind of lead the way there?
Yeah, I think that's the special thing with coaches. He loves hearing our side of the things. The whole entire coaching staff loves hearing our side of the things during games, and I felt like I'm not afraid to talk about what I see on the court. I am a quiet guy off the court, but on the court, I'll talk a lot more and I'll share my thoughts a lot more. So I think the belief that my teammates have in me too is something that allows me to speak up. They listen to me. They don't really criticize me that much. So I think that helps. And then just having different voices in the huddle will just make us better too. So coaches' voices, if we hear other players' voice, when we hear other players' voices too. So it just makes our team stronger, and it just helps each other out.
All right, I've got to ask this one, and I think your leadership kind of segues into it a little bit. I mean, we talked, and we've talked throughout the season. I mean, they basically could have named the Freshman of the Week award after you, and yet somehow you still didn't win it. Did that give you does that give you a little extra motivation knowing you didn't come out on top there?
Yes, that's the motivation I need for my rest of the career at UConn. Cam, a super talented player, so he's well deserved of it. I think when I saw it first, it kind of hit me at first. I was disappointed. I was kind of sad just because
Yeah.
it was the goal that I had. All the coaching staff knew about it. The players knew that was like an individual goal of mine. But I think after practice, like the day I found out, and then after practice, I was able to move on quickly. I'm like, I'd rather be where we are right now, chasing championships, having this talented team, and you know,
Yeah.
we have bigger things to play for. So and I know we can reach those levels too. So I was more focused on the team aspect, but it hurt a little, but I'm able to move on and use it as motivation.
All right, all right. I like it. Yeah, maybe some motivation when you hit that three at the buzzer again, which you just seem to have the knack for now.
I know. If I'm open, I'm shooting it. So I mean, those clutch moments have been coming up a lot more recently. So as long as that can continue and be on my side, that's all I'll be more than happy.
How important do you think it is from what we've seen of late of the bench guys really starting to play to a whole new level, more like what you saw back in Portland? I mean, I think Joey loves playing at MSG. Maybe you know more than me. I mean, he was like he was just raining down threes. I mean, Nikim's gotten his game up to a whole new level. Hassan's been playing great. Donovan's been playing well. So how important do you think this is as you're in a tournament setting to be able to have that depth and guys performing at a high level across the board?
It's so important. I mean, if we can get the bench production to be high and just kind of having more weapons off the bench is just so important for us. When we had that bench production in the beginning of the year, we just seemed unbeatable being in the top team. So they're super important for us. I know their confidence is through the roof now after the Big East tournament, especially Joey's, Naheem's, Hassan's, and DC's. So they're key players for this team. We wouldn't be where we are without them. And when they're hitting, it just makes our team so much more scary. And then our confidence goes through the roof. We see Joey yell and scream. We see Naheem jumper. Haas getting one of those steals. DC getting his 5 blocks a game. So it just rallies our team up even more.
And I think that depth that you guys have there is something that's a big strength for you guys going into a matchup against a team like Iona that's going to want to press you, and you guys going to be having some good fresh bodies and ball handlers to throw at them.
No, yeah, exactly. We'll have fresh bodies because they're going to try to wear us down throughout the game, and then we could just throw in a bunch of different lineups that could cause many different problems just from having 4 outstanding players come off the bench. So
Yeah.
it's something that many teams can't do, and that just makes us unique in a sense. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't get much better than having 4 players who could start on many other great teams come off our bench. So they're super important for us.
So we'll go to some of the questions that came in through social media. What was the selection Sunday party like? It seemed like you guys had a good time there.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. We had some donors around. We had some cheerleaders cheer for us, and then head coach speak for us. Have watch a video, watch the selection Sunday. Nervous in a sense because I had this feeling we were going to be in Albany. So when
Yeah.
they were one region, and it's I forget which one, the one that Miami's in, that region.
Okay.
We seen Albany. We were like, oh boy, we're about to get called. We're about to get called. And then they picked Indiana. We were like, where are we going? And then Albany again. So we knew we'd end up there. But I was nervous just because I didn't know where we would end up, and hoping we'd see our name up there, even though I know we were. But
Yeah.
nervous. But then once our name popped up, I was so excited, and kind of like a refresh through our team, and just like we're so excited, and just it's gonna be showtime.
Someone tweeted at me that they saw other guys petting Jonathan, but they did not see you pet Jonathan. Are you afraid of dogs?
I have 2 dogs. I'm allergic to dogs,
Okay.
so
All right. So yeah, stay away from Jonathan.
yeah, I was petting Jonathan. Jonathan was sitting next to me at the selection Sunday, so I was petting him then, and then Hassan was before me, so he tried fist bumping Jonathan and all that, so I didn't know how long Hassan would take, so I just moved along.
How excited are you? I think it's cool when guys get to go have these homecoming games. Now Andre gets to go play in Albany, close to where he's from. How cool do you think that is, getting to do that, and not only just doing it for any game, but getting NCAA tournament games like that at home?
Yeah, he deserves it the most by far. I mean, for him to get the hometown game, I think everyone on our team would want him to get that hometown game for the NCAA tournament. He's just the best teammate, the greatest leader. Just everything you would want, like everything you would want a teammate to be is him. So to play in that hometown arena, I know he's gonna come out super excited. He's gonna do what he normally does, and it's gonna be special for him because I know a bunch of his family's gonna be out there in such a important game. So I'm excited for him. I know he's excited, and I've heard him talk about it a lot already. So I can't wait for him to play there.
I saw that the Bill Murray, Coach Murray's dad, was at the Big East tournament. You get a chance to meet with him at all?
I unfortunately did not get to meet with him. I saw him at the game. I didn't get to meet him, and then I had too much of my family and friends over,
All
so
right.
I had to deal with them.
All right, you'll get it. You'll get a visit, and I'm sure at some point with Bill there. I'll wrap with this one. I know you're a college basketball junkie. UConn's had a number of great moments in March. What's your favorite UConn March Madness memory?
But my memory was, I don't even know what grade I was in. Me and my friend were watching March Madness, and this is when I fell in love with UConn. It was, let's see, this is bad for me. I don't even remember the year, but we're playing Florida in the Final
Oh
Four.
yeah.
That game, I watched that entire game, and Shabazz was in that game, right?
Yeah. He was that one. Yeah.
So he was killing, and just seeing them win that game was like made me love UConn, and I'd say that one really turned me up for UConn. Then I am biased for Shabazz just because he is from Massachusetts, so watching Shabazz make big shots against Kentucky, and then having that, and then of course you go for even further back to that run when Kemba and them
Yeah.
East, and then winning the March Madness is something that we really don't see that much often. So I'd say those two for sure.
I know you guys have had the legends come by. Have you gotten to meet Shabazz and talk with him at all?
Yeah, he came by last summer. He worked out with us a couple days, and then in the summer I was able to work out with him in Boston. So
Oh, cool.
super cool.
All right, so maybe some of the Shabazz March Madness or March Magic has worn off on you there. He's transferred it your way.
So I need it. I hope so.
Well, Alex, really appreciate the time. Best of luck in the tournament, and we'll have to keep talking throughout the rest of the tournament. So thanks so much for coming on as always.
Yes, thank you so much.